Often, the most valuable things are those we pass by, not because they lack worth, but because many of us don't recognize their true potential. The Sigma female does not seek the spotlight, and because of this, her value often goes unnoticed until it's too late. She isn't loud or showy, and she certainly doesn't spend time proving her worth to those who don't matter. In a society that often praises outward showiness and shallow achievements, she operates differently. She doesn't ask to be seen. She doesn't conform to typical expectations, and because she avoids the commonplace, people think she isn't even competing. But here's what you need to know. Being underestimated is her secret weapon. While others scramble for recognition, she quietly builds her skills. As they look for acceptance, she perfects her abilities. While they waste time on gaining attention, she strategically places herself ahead of the game. If you've ever felt ignored, even though you know you carry something special, you are not alone. The world doesn't always spot value instantly, and that's all right. The strength of a Sigma female comes from her steadfastness in being herself, knowing well that by the time everyone else realizes, she will be far ahead, making it irrelevant. So, if you've been overlooked, don't bother trying to show your worth to everyone. Just keep excelling at what you do best, because ultimately, the loss is theirs, not yours. Watch this video to understand why people continuously overlook the Sigma female and why that's the biggest error they could make. Number 1. She doesn't conform to common types, leaving people puzzled about how to understand her. Many people prefer quick ways to figure out others. They like to quickly judge, label someone, and then carry on. They might think, she's a bold achiever, she's a gentle soul, she's a rebel, neatly putting them into boxes. But what if someone doesn't fit any of these roles? That's where the Sigma female comes in. A type of personality that makes people scratch their heads, feel curious, and sometimes uneasy. She's self-reliant, yet she isn't ruthlessly pursuing power. She's reserved, but not because she's timid or unsure. She keeps her distance, not out of unfriendliness, but by choice. People try to decode her, but she doesn't make it easy. When they can't categorize her, they do what's typical. They ignore what they can't grasp. That's why the Sigma female often goes unnoticed. If she were more outspoken or seeking attention, she'd be visible. If she fit the usual roles expected of women, they'd know how to interact with her. If she was openly defiant, they could dismiss her as a troublemaker. However, she doesn't follow these paths. She lives life by her rules, in tune with a beat that only she can hear. And because she doesn't demand recognition, people assume she's not significant. But without even trying, she proves that she's the one who should have been observed. By the time people realize, she's moved on, and their approval no longer matters. Number 2. She quickly outpaces others who don't recognize her value until she's gone. Some folks never change their whole lives. Same thoughts, same behaviors, same routines. Not the Sigma female. She's always growing, always improving, and always letting go of things and people that don't benefit her anymore. At first, many don't realize what they have in her. She doesn't seek applause or show off to make people see her worth. She's simply there, stable, dependable, providing keen insights, meaningful conversations, and an understanding that many don't even realize they lack. But because she isn't flashy about her contributions, people think she'll always be there. They see her as an easygoing friend, partner, or colleague, someone easy to maintain. What they fail to see is that she's always assessing. She notices who truly appreciates her and who just takes her presence for granted. Once she senses that she's surpassed a situation, Be it a personal relationship, a friendship, or a job, she leaves. No fuss, no dramatic goodbyes, just quiet departure. That's when the shock sets in. Suddenly they find their discussions lack her depth. Their worlds seem duller without her insights, and they miss how she understood things without needing things spelled out. But by the time they realize, it's too late. She's moved on, surrounded by those who resonate with her energy, leaving them with just regret for not appreciating her sooner. Number 3. She doesn't feel bad when people overlook her. She understands it's their mistake, not hers. Many people become upset when they're ignored. They long for recognition and often dwell on why they were not chosen or appreciated. But a Sigma female doesn't drain her energy on such thoughts. She doesn't spend time being upset about being underestimated because she sees that as their error, not hers. She's confident in herself. She knows her worth and understands that those who can't see it are not worth her concern. She doesn't try to prove her worth to those who can't see her value. While others are busy looking for approval, she's moving forward. And here's something important. By the time they realize what they've missed, she has already moved on so far that their opinion doesn't matter anymore. There's strength in that. Many hope that those who overlooked them will regret it, but the Sigma female doesn't bother with such thoughts. She doesn't need anyone to feel sorry for overlooking her because she never relied on them in the first place. She moves on without any hard feelings or bitterness, just a clear understanding that their failure to recognize her worth reflects on them, not her. That's what keeps her unstoppable. While others are caught up in the past, she's already steps ahead, creating a future where she's appreciated by the right people. Number 4. She's careful about who she lets in, making her seem unapproachable. People often expect to be easily connected with others, looking for openness and immediate friendliness, whether the connection is real or not. But the Sigma female doesn't follow this pattern. She doesn't engage in small talk just to break the silence. She avoids superficial interactions and doesn't let just anyone into her life. Because of this, some think she's distant, cold, or snobbish. But the reality is she's just selective. She values her energy and only spends it on people who have proven they deserve a spot in her life. It's not that she thinks she's better than everyone else. It's about knowing who's truly worth her time. She doesn't show fake interest or force herself to seem engaged in uninteresting conversations. She listens, watches, and decides who's worth her time. This can be daunting to those used to immediate acceptance. Her quietness is often mistaken for lack of interest, but it's really her way of filtering out what doesn't align with her energy. Those who are upset by her selectiveness are often the ones who seek easy approval. She's not unapproachable, just not available to those who bring nothing valuable to her life. So, while others waste time on superficial relationships, the Sigma female forms deep, meaningful connections with a few who truly matter. She's not playing hard to get. She's ensuring her time is never squandered. That's why she stands out. Number 5. She's hard to impress, which makes some think she's distant. A lot of people are programmed to respond positively to signs of wealth, charisma, and influence. Show a bit of authority, mention a famous name, or boast about your importance, and you'll usually have people fawning over you. But this doesn't work on the Sigma female. She looks beyond these displays. It doesn't matter to her how many people look up to you. Your titles, your wealth, or your loud boasts about what you've done don't sway her. She's not taken in by superficial things, and this makes others uneasy. They expect to be adored. They think they should be acknowledged simply for being around. When she doesn't react as they anticipate, they conclude there's something wrong with her. Oh, she's aloof. She's hard to satisfy. She doesn't enjoy life. They're mistaken. She simply has high standards. The Sigma female isn't without feelings. She just saves her respect for things that truly merit it. She's touched by realness, not pretense. She values intelligence, depth, and genuine strength, not hollow bravado. If someone is honest, motivated, and brings something substantial to the table, she'll notice. But if someone's all about appearances, she won't act impressed just to boost their ego. People misinterpret this because they're used to superficial praise. Yet, those who truly gain her respect understand it's meaningful, because when she recognizes someone's value, it's sincere. It's not just an act. She isn't cold. She simply won't feign admiration. In a world where compliments are handed out freely, her selectiveness makes her unique. Number 6. She doesn't see herself in competition, so she's not perceived as a threat until it's too late. Most people are obsessed with competing. Whether it's about status, looks, success, or attention, they're constantly measuring up against others, aiming to be the best. Especially among women, there's an expectation to engage in these social battles, whether openly or subtly, fighting for praise, validation, or the appearance of superiority. The Sigma female? She doesn't engage. She proceeds on her own terms, not concerned with petty conflicts or pointless comparisons. She's not trying to outdo anyone. She doesn't crave attention, and she certainly doesn't spend her energy on winning an unseen battle. Because she doesn't enter the fray, people think she's not a serious player. They disregard her, considering her unimportant, harmless, or just not on the same level as those striving for the top. They assume that because she's not vocally seeking accolades, she can't achieve anything significant. Then, unexpectedly, she excels past them with ease. While they were absorbed in their rivalries, she was focused on genuine progress. While they were busy trying to dazzle the crowd, she was honing her skills. And by the time they realize she's surpassed them, it's too late. She didn't just win the game. They come to understand that she was never playing in the first place. This is what makes her truly formidable. Her success is not fueled by a desire to beat others. It's driven by her own personal standards. And that's why, when she ascends, it leaves people shocked, wondering how they were defeated by someone who never even acknowledged the contest. Number 7. She keeps her life to herself, so people think she's inactive. In a world where everyone shares every detail for likes and attention, the Sigma female chooses a different path. She's not one to share everything. She doesn't tell the world about her challenges, wins, or future plans, leading others to wrongly think she's not up to much. Many people mistake quietness for a lack of importance. If someone isn't constantly updating about their life or showing off, others might think they're uninteresting, idle, or unsuccessful. But the Sigma female, she prefers to keep to herself. She progresses quietly. She manages her private matters away from the public eye, not seeking applause. She doesn't rely on others to feel successful. She understands that the most important aspects of her life, her ambitions, her relationships, her self-improvement, are private. While others spend time crafting an image, she's genuinely living her life. By the time people take notice, she's far ahead. This is why she often surprises people. They assume she's not busy, not growing, not flourishing. Then she makes a bold move that shocks everyone. A new job, a big achievement, a well-crafted life that no one anticipated. She doesn't have to update anyone. She doesn't need to justify her actions. Those who underestimate her because she's not always visible will soon realize their error when they see the strong foundation she has built in privacy while they were out seeking validation. Number 8. She acts quietly, so people think she's inactive. Most people feel the need to broadcast every action. They seek praise, acknowledgement, and applause for even minor successes. If it's not seen, it's as if it didn't happen. But the Sigma female, she's different. She doesn't act for attention. She acts for results. She doesn't need to show she's working hard. She doesn't have the urge to display every part of her process. While others talk about their plans, she's already making them happen silently, effectively, without needing an audience. People mistake her quiet nature and lack of self-promotion for inactivity. They don't understand that she's always working, growing, and bettering herself. She's accumulating achievements quietly, honing her skills, and crafting a life that doesn't need others' approval to be significant. By the time others recognize her achievements, she's way ahead. That's when they get puzzled. They wonder how she managed it. They're surprised because they never saw it coming. But the answer is straightforward. While they were busy talking, she was busy doing. She was putting in the effort quietly, not distracted by needing to impress anyone. The Sigma female knows real strength isn't about being seen. It's about being compelling. And when the right time comes, her achievements speak louder than any proclamation could. Number 9. She's okay with being misunderstood and doesn't try to change what people think of her. Many people hate being misunderstood. When someone gets the wrong idea about them, they quickly try to set things right, explaining themselves or proving their value. But a Sigma female doesn't worry about this. If people think she's weak, lacks ambition, or doesn't matter, she doesn't correct them. Why not? Because she knows it's not her job to make everyone understand her true self. She believes that the right people will make an effort to really know her, while those who judge her based only on their initial impressions aren't worth her time. This attitude baffles others. They expect her to respond or care about their opinions, but she doesn't. Instead, she stays mysterious, calm, disconnected, and unaffected by their judgments. And because she doesn't seek their approval, they think she's not worth noticing. That's their mistake. While they dismiss her, she's quietly showing them they're wrong, not by arguing, but through her actions. Eventually, those who doubted her will be surprised by her achievements, her resilience, and her success in doing things her way, without ever needing their approval. By then, she's already moved past them, never bothering to justify herself. Because a Sigma female understands that if you're truly outstanding, you don't need to prove it. The truth will show itself in time. Number 10. She watches from the sidelines, so people think she's uninterested or disengaged. In a world quick to react, the Sigma female stands out. She observes. She doesn't dive into conversations just to be noticed. She stays out of drama to avoid just blending in, and she avoids just agreeing with the group to fit in. Instead, she watches. While others are busy speaking over one another, she's understanding the dynamics of the room. While they make hasty decisions, she's quietly analyzing patterns. And while they think she's not involved, she's actually far ahead, picking up on details that no one else is aware of. People misinterpret her quietness as lack of involvement. They think because she's not the most vocal person around, she must be clueless, indifferent, or unimportant. But they're wrong. When she does speak, her words are impactful. She doesn't speak just to break the silence. Her contributions are deliberate, sharp, and insightful, cutting through the clutter. And by the time people grasp how deeply she understands things, she's already made her move. This is why she's often underestimated. People don't see her collecting information in real time. They fail to notice how she's interpreting body language, identifying inconsistencies, and observing what isn't being said. They only recognize her sharp intellect when it's too late. By then, she has already outpaced them, making calculated moves based on knowledge they never even realized she had. The Sigma female isn't disengaged, she's calculating, and while others are quick to react, she's effectively winning. Number 11. They can't be bought. Most people can be swayed by money or power. Some will give up their honesty for a bit of cash, exchange their faithfulness for authority, or twist their principles just to fit in. But a Sigma female stands apart. Compliments don't sway her. She won't fall apart just because someone praises her. She can tell sincere admiration from sneaky tricks, and empty flattery doesn't impress her. Bribes? They won't work. Showing off money, high status, or fancy things. These don't make her compromise her identity. She isn't lured by wealth, but by meaningfulness. If she desires something, she will achieve it by herself, not because someone tempted her with it. Attention. She finds it meaningless. While others seek approval, she doesn't need others to feel significant. She isn't concerned with who is watching, who is complimenting, or who invites her to join their group. She's busy crafting her own path. This puzzles people. The world expects women to be influenced easily by sweet talk, luxury, or popular acceptance. But the Sigma female is unique. She follows her own rules, not external rewards. Because of this, she's often misunderstood. People think she's too detached, too self-reliant, or just not interested in the game. And they are correct. She's not participating. She lives according to her own standards, accountable to no one, and remains authentic to herself. You can't purchase a Sigma female's trust, esteem, or affection. You must earn it. And that's precisely why so few succeed. Number 12. She forges her own path, so people think she's a loner. Many people are drawn to crowds. They find comfort in following what everyone else is doing, believing there's safety in numbers. But the Sigma female, she walks alone, and that's a deliberate choice. She doesn't follow the herd. She creates her own trail, one that's often untraveled and unseen by others. Because she isn't surrounded by a large group or doesn't rely on a clique for her identity, people mistakenly think she's isolated or lonely. They can't understand why someone would choose solitude over social acceptance. But here's what they miss. Her solitude is her strength. In her quiet, she finds her clearest thoughts, her deepest insights, and her strongest convictions. She's not a loner, she's a pioneer, and while others are busy fitting in, she's far ahead, crafting a life that's truly her own, not a carbon copy of societal expectations. Number 13. She values depth over drama, so people assume she's unemotional. In a world addicted to drama and superficial excitement, the Sigma female stands out by seeking depth in everything she does. Whether it's in conversations, relationships, or her passions, she digs deep. She isn't interested in surface-level engagements or fleeting thrills. She looks for meaning, substance, and sincerity. This often leads others to think she's unemotional or doesn't know how to have fun. They misinterpret her avoidance of drama as a lack of passion. However, the truth is quite the opposite. Her emotions are rich and profound. They're just not on display for everyone to see. She expresses her feelings in environments where they are respected and valued, not where they are trivialized. She finds joy in authenticity, not in pretense. And that's why she might seem reserved. But beneath that calm exterior, there's a vibrant world full of intense passions and deep love. People underestimate the Sigma female because they can't grasp her. She doesn't conform to their categories, doesn't engage in their games, and doesn't seek applause. She doesn't make a show of her strength, which allows others to ignore her, until she's far ahead. But here's the key. She doesn't mind. She's not waiting for others to recognize her worth. She's occupied with living her life her way, making quiet progress, and creating a world where outside approval doesn't matter. And that's what makes her truly formidable. If you feel a connection with this, remember, you are not too much. You are not too aloof, too choosy, or too autonomous. You are just right. The world might not always see your worth immediately, but that's their issue, not yours. You don't need to justify yourself. You don't need to prove anything. Just continue being you and let your actions speak for themselves. By the time they realize what they've overlooked, you'll have moved on. If this resonates with you, you know what to do next. Watch the video, absorb it, and celebrate what sets you apart. Because the most unique individuals, they don't chase respect. They embody it. Thanks for watching till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time.